We asked the Commission to please tell us all of the documents that they intended to use and rely on. And we said, as reluctant as we were, this conduct of the Commission, obviously of the evidence leaders, was going to give rise to a postponement. That is but one aspect of it. What also happened is, you recall yesterday, you were told that there was 1 or 2 pages of documents, additional documents that were found, and our learned friends would not deal with that yesterday, but they would deal with that today. Well, we asked for the documents. They had been sent electronically, I think, whilst we were on our way to the Commission yesterday. Didn't help anybody, certainly not us, when you look at the nature of the financial statements, and we asked for hard copies. At approximately 2 o'clock, one copy of this was made available after we had started. At 4 o'clock, we got sufficient copies for our team, and this is what we got. I'm holding it up. It's a file full of hundreds of pages of spreadsheets and detailed analysis that had been done. So we expected to have been sitting here dealing with Mr. Suleiman's evidence yesterday, and I said to you, on the hoof, expected to go through all of this. Clearly, one can just estimate they literally hundreds of pages, and let me show you, if you can see from where you are, what they look like. The documents look like this. Intense line items of hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of transactions. Now, it might be that the Commission says it's not intending to refer to all of those transactions, but we have simply not had an adequate or fair opportunity to deal with this. So I want to deal with all of this formally in an application, and I'd like to stand down to bring that application. I think for current purposes, if we have till 12 o'clock, we should be able to get the application out.
Yes, Mr. Chaskalson.
Chair, there are 2 separate issues to address here. The first is the hundreds of pages that Mr. Barner is brandishing around, and the second is the bank statements for 4 months of Tasmika Construction and Medicare. Let me deal with the spreadsheet first. We will not refer to a single one of those pages. We've made that clear to Mr. Carrim's team. Why we gave it to them is that there is an infographic on page 505 of the bundle that they've had for some time. What we sent them electronically, and the infographics provides a summary of payments from municipalities in the area in respect of which Mr. Carrim is the ANC treasurer, to companies owned by Mr. Carrim. And it gives a breakdown of where the 336 million or 332 million that these municipalities have paid to Mr. Carrim, where it comes from. The infographic provides a summary. We thought that Mr. Carrim would want to know where we got the infographic from. So we gave him a spreadsheet with line items of every single transaction reflecting a payment from one of those municipalities to a company of Mr. Carrim, with tabs broken up by company. And we made clear to him we're not going to refer to any of those line items. They are totaled, but if he wants to total them himself just to check that our numbers on the infographic are right, he can do that. If he wants to dispute any of those transactions, he can do that. He had that electronic spreadsheet, which is really the only sensible way.
For how long has Mr. Carrim had what you say is at page 505?
505 was served with the rest of the bundle on Friday. The electronic spreadsheet was emailed to him yesterday morning before the commencement of proceedings. It was always explained to him that we are not going to refer to any line items on the electronic spreadsheet. That leaves the bank statements for Tasmika and Medicare that were provided this morning. And the background to their discovery is the following. Yesterday in evidence, Mr. Carrim told us for the first time that he had had sight of Medicare bank statements over a period in 2024. This was material that should have been put in a statement, which in turn ought to have been furnished Friday, not last week, but the week before. It wasn't put in the statement, which was furnished 5 days late on Wednesday. So we hear this for the first time yesterday. Following from that, I was going through the Medicare bank statements at 5 o'clock this morning, looking to see what SAPS inflows were there to interrogate the version of Mr. Carrim in relation to the terms of his loan agreement and the idea that he was going to get 10% of all SAPS inflows, but he had waived all of that. I wanted to see how much money he had waived. While I was looking for that purpose, I stumbled across the fact that there were 2 substantial payments from Tasmika Construction, another company of Mr. Carrim, into Medicare 24, which he didn't mention in his statement, and which I would like to ask him about because he certainly should have mentioned them in his statement. The one payment is a payment of $1 million on the 27th of June 2024. The second payment is a payment of $1.12 million on 7 October 2024. There is no innocent explanation for just overlooking the fact that more than 2 million rands beyond what you have disclosed also happen to be paid. The reason that these documents were made available to his legal team today and not earlier was, first of all, he filed his statement late. Second of all, in his statement, he didn't disclose these payments. Third of all, in his statement, he didn't disclose the fact that he was he had sight of the bank transactions on Medicare 24. If he had honestly put in any one of those 3 risks 24, we don't, unless we have research for Tasmania this morning. 6, that's so down.